just a baby. My mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns.
Alright, so we're back with the Orange Pi 5, and so if you guys have listened and you watched my last video, I made a discovery that for whatever apparent reason, if you guys are familiar with Retropie, once you have an image, you can set your controller up for it. And so typically now with the Orange Pi 5B, when I boot up my image using Retropie, I have to reset up the controller every time, and that shouldn't be. That should only happen once you make a brand new image, you reset the controls, and it's a one-time thing. So apparently I've just happened to notice this using the Orange Pi 5B in my last demonstration. It didn't happen with my previous video, and I can't remember, I'm sorry, it didn't happen with my previous image. And so I believe I may have found a corrupted file, maybe because the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi drivers are loading on the new image. That could cause a conflict, and that was one of the things I was really concerned about. Was you know, if I put my image from the Orange Pi 5 into the 5B and then load it back into the Orange Pi 5, would I have any conflicts? And this one I'm just so happen to catch because this has to do with the controller. I mean, it works initially, but when I go to a game then log back out, it freezes on me, and then also I have to set up the controller every time I reboot. Shouldn't happen. Now I can't test my last image that I made because I can't remember if I tested it before or after I uploaded it, so I'm not going to waste any time burning that image. So we're going to do a live test right now. I'm going to reburn the image that I uploaded to you guys. That was back on, if you can see here, is this one, which would be February 19th. And if I notice any conflicts that are very similar to what I've been having with my current image, then I guess we could deduce that there are conflicts between the Orange Pi 5B and the 5, meaning that you're not going to get a one-on-one or one-to-one ratio image. I would have to go back in. Obviously, I'm sure it could be fixed, don't get me wrong, but you would have to develop an image on the 5B as opposed to this. Now, keep in mind, I'm only speaking from Retropie in this particular testing. This could be an issue if you're making an image or a program for the 5 and moving it over to the 5B. Again, this is all just something I'm happy to notice, and the only thing I could deduce at this time period is that I swapped the image from one device to the other, and it didn't happen before. I mean, I've never had a Retropie image, you know, do this, going from the 4 to the 4 gigabyte model to the 8, but I am noticing that, you know, with this. So let's go ahead and reburn my image, and we will get right back to this, because if I burn it and I have issues with it, we could definitely pinpoint the issue is going from the 5 to the 5B. All right, let's go ahead and shut this off. In fact, I already thought I had it turned off already. Let's go ahead and pop this out. And let me see, I think I lost my video signal here on the camera. Should still be there, but I'm still here. Let me go back. Where is my card reader? Go ahead, we'll burn this. I'm not going to record all the burning image. You guys are familiar with how this thing works. So, you know, and another thing I definitely want to point out too is that when you're working with the Orange Pi 5, it's a little different in terms of you have all these different boot files. In fact, let me go ahead and pull it up for you guys. Let me move this thing out the way so you guys could see it. You have all these different directories. So I haven't spent too much time in here as far as the configs, but just want to show you guys what you're typically working with the Orange Pi. Compared to the Raspberry Pi, you don't get this mean line of text. You probably have, what, 15 lines with the Raspberry Pi 4, but you have all these lines of text for boot. I haven't gone through them just to find out where everything is, but yeah, it's definitely something to take a look into. All right, so let me get my image. Let's go ahead and bounce over here. Get my program, SD formatter. Let's go ahead and format that. All right, that should be ready to go. All right, it's on the E drive. Let's go ahead and... All right, so now that the image is fully, finally burned, we're gonna go ahead and insert it into our Orange Pi 5. And I'm only doing this just so you guys can see my steps and process and procedures to kind of troubleshoot some of these things. So, and I'm only doing this just to verify for you guys that this does work normally on the Orange Pi 5. And then of course we are going to put in the Orange Pi 5B and see if I can replicate the same issues that I've been having. All right, so let's go ahead and get this plugged in. Go ahead and switch on over to the desktop. All right, obviously there's no controls because right, start, select, A, B, X, Y. Yeah, there's no controls on this right now because this is a freshly burned image. This is what I already uploaded for some of you. So this is normal. So once I do this, I'm going to shut it down and then you won't see this anymore. All right, hotkey. All right, so we're moving around just fine. Let's go ahead and start up a game. I'll just start up anything. I'll exit out and we'll see if it freezes. Obviously it shouldn't, but yeah, this is just part of the process. I want you guys to see. All right, so it's starting. All right, so let's go ahead and exit out, escape. All right, you can see it's moving around. Let's go ahead and reboot. Really hope I don't have to redo that whole image. That would really suck. So I'd have to redo all the emulators unless I made a backup of everything before I install some stuff. So we'll see. All right, we're good to go. We're right here in the menu. Don't have to set up any controls or anything. So let's go ahead now and we're going to switch this over. We're going to boot this image to the Orange Pi 5B. Now, it shouldn't ask me to set up any controllers. If it does, then it tells me that there's a configuration issue somewhere. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and shut down. Let's boot this into the 5B. And I have a case on the way for this, so it's no biggie. HDMI. Go. All right, we're all set. All right, so if this thing boots up and asks me to install or set up a controller, we got a problem. or if I start a game and then when I log out of that game and back out, it freezes, then I think we've identified the issue. Alright, there's no issues. Let's go ahead and start a game. And also too, let me try a controller just in case, because primarily I was using a controller. So let's see if I can reduplicate that process as well.
Welcome to the stadium.
Alright, everything is good to go. Alright, so it's not freezing now, so maybe there must be something else. Let me go ahead and put this controller in. We'll go ahead and get this set up. Just add in one more device. You know, before I do anything else, let me go ahead and look. Forgot to install the Bluetooth, because I believe this is where I went to last time and it started updating. Alright, so alright. Here, connect to Bluetooth, searching. Alright. So let me see if this changes anything, and then I'll go ahead and reboot, because I forgot this was one of the steps that I went through. Just double checking it, and then obviously the Army version, the one I just released, would install all the Bluetooth drivers and do some updating. So let's go ahead and exit out of here. Let's just start up another basic game. Okay, so no issues here. So maybe it was just a glitch, but I just definitely wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. Obviously, this is the older one, so let me reburn that image, the one that I just uploaded. I'm going to re-download it, and then, or actually, I'm just going to reburn it to this specific card and see if the same thing happens. We're just going to check for consistency first. Again, this is the new image I just made. I want to make sure there's no issues with this using my keyboard or controller. So everything should go through just as fine. Alright, let's start off with my keyboard. Alright, let's load up the game. But before I do that, let me just go ahead and set up the controller too. I want to make sure that responds. You know, in fact, I'll do the controller later. I'm going to mess with it right now. Now, I know for the fact this image should work directly with this board, since this is what it was originally made on. Alright, so let's go ahead and escape out of here. Alright, so I've been playing around with this for the past few minutes, and unfortunately I can't ascertain as to what is the issue, because I did have the image, let's see, I think I uploaded this image May 15th or so, and apparently I inserted this as soon as I put the SD card inside the Orange Pi 5 when I got it back on April 28th, April 25th, something like that. So it might possibly be corrupted, but I do know when I wrote this image directly on the Orange Pi 5, it was working fine. So because I didn't actually save a copy of it, I'll have to start all over again to really find out what the issue is. That'll probably take me a few more days, a few more weeks. Not going to put really a time frame on that. So as of right now, I can't pinpoint exactly what the issue is. I do believe it has something to do with the Pi 5B and the Bluetooth drivers or whatever it may have installed on there, but unfortunately I'll have to keep you guys updated and let you know when there's a possible fix or a new image directly related to this. So keep you guys posted. This is kiodiekin. Just wanted to let you guys know what was going on here. Never had this happen before. None of the controls and stuff work. I should have saved a copy before I inserted it, but I didn't think that would have an issue that anything would possibly get corrupted. So got to start all over from scratch. It could take me a day, half a day just to even install MAME on it. But what I may potentially end up doing is just loading the image, because I think the base is about 4 gigs. Probably install a few emulators, let the Bluetooth drivers and stuff do its thing, and then come back and see what happens from there. So until then, guys, I'll keep you updated. Peace out. Bye-bye.